Even better. That means you're dedicated. So I love it. I love it.
All right, great. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for your patience. It's been one of those back-to-back meeting days, but of course, this is my favorite part of the middle of the week. So I'm so happy to see some of your faces, and for others, so happy to see your names. And I know that this is the last session of this particular series. Woo! And as you all know, those that have been with us for the past 2 weeks, we do have a guest presenter, Keisha Ward. And for those that are with us for the first time, I'm looking at names. I think I only see one new name at this point. So I'll give a quick spiel on Hustle Winston-Salem and this particular program. And for those that may be joining us on Facebook, welcome as well. So I am Magali Ascent. I serve as the interim executive director of Hustle Winston-Salem, which is a nonprofit that is located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So as I always say to our virtual audience, to those that are in the area, in the Piedmont Triad area, welcome for those in North Carolina at all over North Carolina. So happy to have you here. And for those that are joining us from outside of North Carolina, we're so happy to have you be part of our virtual family for this particular series. So all month long, we have been focused on influencer marketing. And for those that are not familiar with marketing outside the box, we do a new topic every month. So this month, again, we've been talking about influencer marketing. And today is the last session of this particular series. You have an excellent hand-on work, follow-on work that you can continue even beyond today to help manifest and grow your business and your dreams as it relates to your business. So I think that's absolutely wonderful. We don't have time to do individual introductions in this because, as you all know, this is only an hour. So we always encourage you to use the chat box, and for those on Facebook, the comment section, to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, tell us your business. Feel free to drop your social media links in there so that we can follow you, et cetera, et cetera. And before I hand it over to Keisha, I just want to share one thing with everyone. I think most of you on here so far are on our mailing list, our email mailing list, and hopefully you received our e-blast this morning. If you didn't, go back and look at it. We dropped a wonderful playlist for you that you can check out. It's from the Lo-Fi Lounge. So as you're getting this particular work done for Marketing Outside the Box, feel free to play it in the background. I know I played it while I did some work, and I thought it was very helpful and soothing music as I got my work done and just get you motivated. So we always want to find ways to encourage entrepreneurs. So hopefully you find some value in that as you breeze through it. So please take a moment to do that. And just so you know, that particular playlist, the Lo-Fi Lounge playlist, is from another entrepreneur. So we encourage you to like that video on Facebook. YouTube. Like it on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe to them so you can get more content. And then also feel free to share it with your networks as well. So that's it for me. Again, for our new people, Marketing Outside the Box is put on by Hustle Winston-Salem and the Foresight Tech Small Business Center, also located here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We're happy to have you. Again, let us know who you are in the chat. And with that, I am going to be quiet and I am going to hand it over to our guest presenter for the day, Keisha Ward.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Glad to have you all here. Let me take one moment to share my screen with you all, and then we'll just jump right into it. So today should be fun. This is the final installment of The Power of Influencer Marketing. And again, you all know me, Keisha Ward, owner and digital strategist for Opulence Marketing Group, which is a digital marketing firm located in Atlanta, Georgia. So today is the day we're gonna do a recap of what we discussed over the last 2 weeks. We're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of the types of campaigns. We're going to see them in practice. I have samples for you all. We're gonna discuss choosing your campaign type, setting your campaign requirement, completing your campaign, being your own influencer, because yes, that's a thing. And we're going to discuss again those KPIs that are very important for you when assessing the success of your campaign. And then we're going to close and wrap it up with some best practices. So if you get a moment in the chat, we dropped the workbook, and I believe Magali's sharing it with you. If you want to go ahead, pull up the workbook, and there's a new tab that I created, and it has the campaign examples in there. So if you want to follow along or open it on your device, you can see them in action. Some of them are videos, some of them are photos, but I wanted to give you real live examples. And yes, most of them are in Instagram, because again, if you all remember, that's where most of the influencer marketing is happening still. It's one of the top sites. So that's kind of where I pulled it from. Okay, so again, I love to start it off with the quote. And this quote says, "The best marketing doesn't feel like marketing." Tom Fishburne. And I think that that really sets the tone for influencer marketing. Again, people don't want to feel like they're being marketed to. They want to feel like it's a friend telling them a secret. And they are getting like first dibs on something that's really awesome. All right. So in the last 2 weeks, we discovered what influencer marketing is and what it isn't. And again, some of the things that it isn't. It's not just sending free products to random people, hoping that they post it. It's not thinking that overnight your product or your service is going to go viral. What it is strategic, it's planned, it's consistent, and it is finding a person or yourself who is in a specific niche that can reach your ideal audience, and then interacting with them over and over again. We learned about the types and sizes of influencers, again, the nano influencers all the way up to the mega and celebs, where nanos have typically over 1,000 to 1,000, followers. And then you have your mega and celebrities that have over 1 million followers. We discussed which groups are most effective, again, with the nano being the most effective group because it's most close to you and the people like you. And they tend to, again, have a smaller audience, but higher engagement. We discussed the top platforms to find influencers, whether you do it manually through social media, whether you use a marketing agency, or you use an online marketing platform that connects you to them. And again, that's how you find the influencers. Okay, types of campaigns. So we kind of glossed over last week types of campaigns. So today we're going to really get into the meat and potatoes of it. So the first campaign type is a giveaway, which is probably what everyone is mostly familiar with and seeing. And that's basically partnering with someone to give their followers a product or a service that you offer. Then we have a takeover / IG live. And I know the takeovers were mostly popular during the pandemic. And if you've seen it, it would be, for instance, if I were an influencer, I would take over like Vogue's page, and I would just take you guys through like a day in my life or something like that, depending on what you agree to. But that's what a takeover looks like. And then IG live, now they have the capability where multiple people can go live. So it could be you and your influencer having a live discussion together. And you see that quite commonplace now on Instagram. How to, and that basically shows like steps on how to use a product. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it explains, how your product works or your service works. And then there's a campaign that I like to call practical use, which I think is popping up a lot lately, where people are taking products or services and just showing how they've integrated them into their daily life. So if it's a seasoning or something that I use, if I'm on IG live cooking, I'll just show the seasoning and just show how I use it daily and what I do. And it's a very natural interaction. So then I want to go to unboxing. Unboxings are really popular because they build excitement. And usually I've seen this whenever people are buying like new products or clothing or subscription boxes. That's where I first started seeing them. They were very popular. And one of the examples is really cool. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with him, but his name is Ryan, and he's like a millionaire. I think is like worth over like 35 million, and he's a kid. All he does is go on YouTube and open new toys. And he has made so much money off of being that type of unboxing influencer. And then we have a live experience / event. And that is where someone will go on IG Live and or video and record themselves interacting with the brand in person. So if you have a storefront, again, if I were an influencer, I would come into your store, walk around, interact with the people there, interact with the products, talk to my audience about how awesome it is. So that's also another type of campaign that I've been seeing quite a bit. Reviews and results. That's pretty typical. It could be a before and after, or it might be something that describes this product. And then initially it was a lot of shout outs, and that's just mentioning a brand. That is not something that I personally recommend because it feels very impersonal and it doesn't really get anyone excited or to like see the brand or be a part of it. So it's there for honorable mention, but it's not specifically something that I would recommend. So now we're going to look at examples of each type. So, and all of these are current, by the way. So right now, this is a giveaway from Crayola on their Instagram page. And again, if you want to go look in the workbook, I have links where it says types of campaigns. Each of these is a direct link for you to look at live and interact with. So again, this is what a giveaway looks like. It's from Crayola. They tell you what to do to win. Follow Crayola, like the photo, tag a friend, and then it gives you the criteria. So that's kind of how you set up a giveaway offer.
Can I highlight something on that a little more real quick, Keisha? I think what I really want to drive home for those that are interested in doing this particular type of influencer campaign is what the steps that they make the people do, because you think about how that's impacting your business. So you're asking the influencer to make sure they are communicating certain things. So in this case, Crayola is doing their own post, but assuming that this was an influencer or they are their own influence, whatever, you have to follow the page first. Like you're asking, this is how you're increasing your following and increasing the likelihood that someone will engage with your page. They have to like the photo, and then they have to tag at least one friend below. Like, just putting out the campaign and just leaving it out like that, you're not helping your business. So you want to make sure that when you're doing these things, it sounds like it would be common sense, right? But you really want to intentionally make sure that you include whatever you want people to do in those steps for whatever you're based on your goals, so that it's helping you and your business as you determine this giveaway. So if your goal is, I want an increase of 50 new people to my page by the end of the month, you feel like this particular giveaway is worth 50 new followers, right? So if that's the goal, you make sure you build that into whatever it is that you're talking about with your particular campaign. So again, sounds simple, but I wanted to stress it because a lot of people miss those small things that makes the difference. Thank you, Keisha.
Absolutely. And to make it very easy for you all to track, I noticed Crayola did not do this, but when I've done giveaways in the past with some of my clients, I have them use a hashtag. So if they use like hashtag, win blah, 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 or maybe something simple, you can go on that hashtag and it helps you also identify who's tagged it. You can see if they followed you to help you select a winner. So that's also a tip that could be helpful.
And our regular marketing outside the box folks already know I live and die by hashtags. So Keisha just reconfirmed for y'all the importance of hashtags. For those that are used to hearing me say every week, use those hashtags.
Yes, and searched with hashtags. So this is an example of an IG Live with one person that I'm obsessed with. I love me some Tabitha Brown. And this is her along with a representative for Goli gummies. I'm sure you all have heard of Goli gummies. They started off, I think, with like apple cider vinegar gummies, and they have a variety now. So they started their campaign off with a quote from her, and then they're promoting a particular type of gummy that's new. And so on this ad, it's her just conversing with the person about how the Goli gummies have changed her life, how she's so restful now she no longer has anxiety. But again, I like it because of the format of the IG the IG live. So the content, again, is still highlighting, it's almost giving like a review, but again, the format of it is the IG live. And again, so that one was a video. This one that I'm about to discuss is a video. If you want to pull them up, like I said, it's in the workbook, so you can see them in action. This is Dollar Shave Club. And so Dollar Shave Club, when it came out, was typically, it was for men, for them to like shave in a kit and all of that great stuff for them. Then they found that it's difficult for women. And I know last year, I think we discussed like about women and a pink tax and how we often pay more for the same thing that men get. So Dollar Shave Club has pivoted to also cater to women at the same affordable price. So this was a campaign that showed 3 different products that they offer, which is like a shave balm, a scrub, and then the razor. And I thought that this was cool because it's these women kind of demonstrating themselves using this kit from Dollar Shave Club. So it's kind of like a how to use these products. This is one of my favorite influencers, Christy Sarah. Her and her husband are hilarious and their kids are adorable. So this is a practical use example. So in this is also a video. In this video, Christy wears 3 different outfits and she gets her husband's opinion on them. But these outfits are from a store. So she's basically presenting the outfits, but showing how, you know, she integrates them in her everyday life, which I thought was a really cute way to do this. This is Gabby McMullen, and this is an example of, while it's a photo, it's still an unboxing. So she got this all true box, subscription box, and she's basically letting you know in the caption what it comes with. But when you look at it, you can kind of see all the products. So it is an unboxing. And again, I mentioned the famous YouTuber, Ryan. He goes through the process of opening toys, kind of explaining the features, what he likes about them. He's more kid focused, but then you can find these videos as well on IG, on YouTube. They're very popular. A lot of people do them with clothing that they buy. So this is, again, a great option if you have a product-based business. This is just a simple review. So this influencer, the Pancake Princess, she went to a restaurant and ordered some donuts. And so she's kind of just giving her review of her experience, how she felt about the donuts, and just kind of integrating it in her life. So that's just a very straightforward example of a review. And the live experience, this is Quinn Loves Macaroons. And she went to a Smile Direct location. And she just showed like how initially she walked in. She has some photos of the kit that they give you to help you make a mold of your teeth, because they're teeth aligners that you can get in the mail monthly. And then at the end of this, there's a video showing her getting the mold made of her teeth, and she's kind of showing the entire process to her audience. So we feel like we're there experiencing this with her. So that was the example of the live experience type of influencer campaign. And then I guess I threw in another review, I forgot. So this one is funny because it's like a dog-based one. And this is actually the very most like simple version. It's the farmer's dog. It is like whole real food for dogs, human grade. And so this is a video of a dog like playing, and she's discussing kind of how the dog was lethargic and had issues before they started eating this food, and how once the dog started eating the food, he improved health-wise. So that is kind of a short written review, but then it's in video format.
So again, for those that just joined us, I just dropped the link again for the document that Keisha created, and the link to watch those videos and see those examples are in there, I believe she said.
Yes, and if you're on Instagram, feel free to save them. I am a big proponent of when I see cool ads or anything pop up, I save them in my Instagram. That way I can always go back and reference them. So I encourage you to do the same thing if you see something that you do like and you want to emulate. So now we're going to get into choosing your campaign. And in order to do that, you want to, be deciding what type of campaign you want. So given the examples and the types we just talked about, choose 3 that really resonate with you. And that's what, you're going to start with. Choose those 3. Then decide what format works best for your campaign type. And by format, I mean, should it be a video? Should it be a photo post? Should it be a carousel, a live event, long or short copy written like as a review? And so as you can see, again, with those types, there's a variety of formats. There's a combination of formats. So you want to kind of be thinking about that as well. And if you want to start simple, review, photo, that's fine. If you want to be a little more immersive, try to do like a live experience with, a long copy kind of explaining what you want. But feel free to know that you can mix and match your formats with your campaign types. So also you want to be thinking which one resonates with the influencer's audience. Obviously, if you're engaging with this influencer, you believe that you have similar audiences or that you could benefit from their audience. So the way you could see that if what content resonates with their audience is check out their page, look at their posts, look at their views, look at their likes, look at their comments, see if they post mostly videos or just photos, are they mostly lifestyle? So you can kind of do that assessment yourself to see what you think would resonate best with their audience. And then think about where you are in the customer relationship cycle. Again, that's the know, like, trust. If most likely, if you're entering a relationship with an influencer, their customers don't really know you yet. So you're going to be starting with the know. If you've done a campaign with them in the past, you're probably going to be in the like or trust cycle. So just think about where you are with what you want, where you are with the audience when you do decide to do your campaign. So setting your campaign requirement. This
I'm back.
crucial.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute for some reason. I have a quick question on the previous screen, where you said pick 3, and you may have mentioned it. I'm sorry, I might have not heard it. Where you said pick 3 when deciding what type of campaign you want. Are you saying pick 3 and do all 3? Or have the influencer do all 3 of the ones that we like? Is you're saying when we're doing a campaign, that's the kind of general rule to do 3 different types?
I just think it's easy with 3 because if you start with 1, probably dedicate too much to that. If you choose 3, it gives you and your influencer options when it comes to format. Because I would rather come prepared with like, okay, I want to do either this, or this, than to just say, I want this. And then they're like, no, then you have to go back and do it again. So I like 3 personally.
Oh, so you don't mean 3 types. Wait, you do mean 3 types?
Yes, 3 different types.
Okay, got it. So just saying have the options and
yes,
have prepared, and if nothing else, you have 3 campaigns ready to rock and roll. Got it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so again, setting your campaign requirements. This is what you want to do, and this is kind of the guideline for how you want to approach your influencer. So again, you want to think about how to decide your campaign. And I mean that in a way, is it seasonal? Like what is bringing you to want to do this influencer campaign? Is it a seasonal product? Like it might be holiday time and you really want to get your product out there. Is it just a special event? Like, is it Mother's Day? Are you doing a product launch? Is it a new brand or a new product that you want to kind of hit the ground running with? So think about like why you're doing the campaign, and then think about how long do you want it? Do you just want to do it one time, which I do not encourage? If you want to see long-standing results, do you want to do several campaigns monthly? Do you want to do it bi-weekly, quarterly? So you want to think about how long you want it and what you think would be most effective to get your brand notoriety with that influencer's audience. How many pieces of content are required? Is it one post? Is it one video? Is it a post and a video every week? So think about how many pieces of content you're going to be requiring either the influencer to make or that you're going to be making. And then what is your ask? What do you want from them? What what is it that what is your expectation? And so for me, I came up with this formula that I think is very easy when it comes to planning for an influencer and setting your expectation. You want to think about, I would like X type, meaning X type of campaign in X formula, posted X times in X duration. So an example would be, I would like you to do a live event in a video format posted 2 times every other month or every month, to give you an example of that. And that will help you kind of think about what you're requiring and to help you plan better. And so again, another example, posting a giveaway format for 1 week as a photo and then post it every other day. So write that formula down also. Okay, completing your campaign. I know this is word heavy, but I try to do that because I know once I leave you all, you're only going to have the presentation. So I try to include as much as I can in it for you to reference. So again, completing your campaign, you want to know your campaign type, and say you're doing YouTube. So I tried to outline kind of some popular campaigns that I've seen on a variety of social media sites. So on YouTube, you'll see a lot of top 10 lists. Or again, you'll see the unboxing video, like I said, with with Ryan and his toys. And then maybe you might do a get ready with me video where your product is one of the products that someone uses, which can be popular amongst like beauty influencers and lifestyle influencers. If you're doing IG or TikTok, you can visit places, like visit this place when you're in like X city, or these are my results from using this product or this service. Or you can do a short cooking video. Like I said, if I use this seasoning in my daily life, I do see a lot of those videos on TikTok spliced. Like, I think over quarantine, Chick-fil-A has this restaurant called Truett's Luau, and it went viral where people were coming, like flying to Atlanta just to go visit this because that video went viral on TikTok. So those are also like really cool to help drive traffic if you have an in-store business to your business. On IG, again, you see a lot of giveaways. And one thing that I actually meant to touch on that I forgot, you can also have your influencer, or if you are your own influencer, you can run an ad that is a giveaway, or run whatever your campaign is as an ad. And it could show like the product use. And I think one of the examples I did give you all, I think it's in the workbook, of an influencer. I found it wasn't a post, she was running an ad. So check the workbook and you'll see that one. Facebook, again, it could be sharing a post or a photo with friends and family. It could also be an ad. Again, those are 2 popular platforms where pretty much every 3rd or 4th line on my Instagram or Facebook is an ad. What is your budget? Again, you have to know what your budget is. That will let you know what type of influencers that you should be working with. If you are on a smaller budget, it is okay to spend $0. That is, again, where you want to get creative. Are you offering the influencer a discount, free products? You want to know your budget. And then you want to know how much you want to spend over what particular time. So if you're deciding to do a 3-month campaign, you need to make sure that you have budgeted for a 3-month campaign. And then again, don't be afraid to invest, but also once you talk to your influencer, you do want to find out what it is they want. It's always good to come in with a proposal, but if they want monetary compensation, again, just build that into your budget.
So you have a question in the chat.
Absolutely.
It goes back to one of the campaign types. Do you want me to hold off until you're done with the completing your campaign part and then come back to it? Or you want to just go?
Yeah, because I'm, well, actually, you can ask. It's fine.
It's from Kayla. I hope I said that right, Kayla. Kayla Lee. What might an unboxing look like for a service provider, like in the case of a coach and consultant? So would a service provider choose? Would you recommend they choose to do an unboxing? And if
no, or I wouldn't, because there's nothing to unbox, but you could be very creative. So I know a lot of coaches offer digital products. So say you offer something that's digital, like a course, or you're launching something, you can show someone finally getting access to something that you are offering. That could kind of be like an unboxing, but I typically wouldn't recommend that. I would mostly do like a live experience if you still want to do something like that, because they're going to experience whatever it is that your product is doing. And also typically coaches, you want to lean on how your service is changing someone's life. So that would kind of be where I would lean into campaign types. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, and I think if I can add to that, I think this is something, this is one of those things where we talk about partnering with other businesses really comes into play, because if it's just that you want your brand to be associated with unboxing, you can partner with the business who essentially would become your influencer in this case. And you can see if you can get your branding on a box during the unboxing process, and or you can find a way for your business to participate in their product unboxing and make sure that that partnership is mentioning your business or whatever, to make sure that you are part of the unboxing. But I personally agree with Keisha that if you are a service-based business, that unboxing probably isn't the campaign type that you should strive for.
Yeah, thanks, Magley. Sorry about that little chaos. She just snuck right in there. So, okay, we're gonna go into completing your campaign. Again, to finish the first slide, what is your time frame? Again, I can't stress that enough. You want to make sure that you are planning out the time for your campaign. How long do you want it? Again, not just one post. Really think through what you think would be effective. I recommend just start with 3 months. Even if you do the minimum of post once, 3 months, at least do 3 months. And again, consider how are you compensating your influencer? Consider your budget and common forms. If you are, like I mentioned before, you can gift it to them. You can give them a percentage off. You can create an affiliate code where anyone that uses their code gets a percentage off. You can track who's using it, how effective it is in that way, which is a very great way, an easy way, and very common way to use influencer marketing. You can pay them, or you can swap audiences. You can post something of theirs on your page and in exchange for them posting on your page. So you can get creative with how you want to compensate the influencer. So being your own influencer, what does that look like? It's simpler than you think. We all have audiences, I'm sure. We all have our own presence, especially as an entrepreneur. You have a brand presence. You typically are your brand. So what can you do? You can go live on social media. Start small with your audience. Go live. Talk to them about your products. Talk to them about what you're doing today. Show them behind the scenes of your brand. And you could just start there. It's very simple. You can make relevant content. Offer them something that they might not have known. You could post videos, teach them how to do something, walk them through something, just post something that resonates with your audience to get engagement. And you can build your following by posting content to your audience. Again, hashtags, using and posting simply, and using like hashtag explore page or hashtag, if you're a cooking channel, cooking tips. Really research your hashtags and post that, and then you can build your following using that. Offer helpful advice, again, or free tools. I know I'm working on a free ebook to offer about marketing, and again, being my own influencer. You can get validated and backed with reviews. Ask people in the comments if they've shopped with you, what are their favorite things, top 2 favorite things. You could do it in a giveaway format, like 3 reviews, and the best review, will get a free product. Be creative. But again, reviews are meat and potatoes. You definitely want to get those out there and post those constantly. Again, make strategic and mutually beneficial partnerships. I like cooking, so I keep using cooking as an example. So say I made a seasoning, I would partner with someone who's a home chef or someone who is coming out with a line of pots in order to use and leverage each other's audience because it's still in the same sphere of influence. It's still surrounded around cooking. So we can use each other's audience in a mutually beneficial way. So think about who in your circle, can be that person to you as well. So I think it was the first week we talked about how to measure the effectiveness of your campaigns. So I brought this back because, again, all of this is wonderful if you implement it, but if you have no way of measuring the success of it, you don't know whether you're wasting time, wasting money, if it's really having an effect on your brand. So you want to make sure you have your key performance indicators to measure the effectiveness of the campaign. And so the main indicators that I highlight are engagement, brand awareness, and traffic, and you see an increase in sales or conversions. And again, engagement is measuring the likes, shares, comments. If it's a YouTube-based business, you would want to see more video likes, subscriptions, it's a very measurable thing. And so again, the likes plus the shares plus the comments divided by the total number of followers times 100 will give you your percentage of engagement. And then you can always go and Google based on your industry or based on your campaign type or based on the platform, what is the typical engagement percentage? So you can use that as a benchmark to gauge your own success. But do note that it will vary by industry and it will vary by social platform. With the brand awareness and traffic, that's how many people have visited your website, your Facebook page, whatever you're driving them to look at. You want to see that. If you're using a hashtag, like I said, if Crayola would have won, if Crayola would have used win with Crayola, track that. You can see how many people are using that hashtag. So that's how you can gauge the brand awareness and the traffic. And the result of that is that you should see more likes, more views, more page visits, and get more comments on your page. And increase sales and conversions, that's pretty self-explanatory because that's also the end goal, right? You want people to be purchasing your product or purchasing your service. So that's measured using promo codes, affiliate codes. Those are very easy ways to measure that. And then it's basically your sales and your sales, divided by your visitors or your leads. So that's how you can tell for every person that visits this page or every person that looks at this, X number of people buy. So this is my conversion percentage. So we're going to wrap it up with some best practices. Again, always be transparent. Be transparent with your audience. Be transparent with your influencer. If it is something that's sponsored, you can look at hashtag sponsored post, have them put that hashtag in there or put hashtag ad. Also, sidebar, that's a good way to check out some sponsored posts is to go look in the hashtag, but be transparent. Let people know that at the end of the day, it's still some sort of advertisement. Be consistent. Again, make sure that you are constantly building your presence with the other person's audience and with your own audience. Be clear with your goals. Make sure you know why you're choosing to do this campaign. What are you hoping to gain from it? Again, you can use the KPIs to say, I want to increase my engagement by 10%. That way you know how you can measure that and use that as a benchmark. Create a budget. Can't stress it enough. Be prepared if the influencer wants monetary compensation to have that. Be realistic with your expectations. Don't think that just because they posted once, you're supposed to get this influx of traffic and an influx of conversions. Be real with your expectations and understand that those results take time. Observe and track results. Again, use the KPIs to see where you are, where you have been, and to set a benchmark as a goal for where you want to be going. And always be an authority and confident in your niche. Make sure that you know what you're talking about. Make sure people feel confident about what you're saying and that they want to listen to you. And so y'all, with that, we're done with influencer marketing, yay. So Magali, yes, we can open it up for questioning, but for everyone who's been on here for the last 3 weeks, thank you so much. Again, I'm Keisha. You can find me on Facebook, on my website, Instagram. I do have a Facebook group called Office Hours where I will be ramping it up very soon, and we will be discussing anything marketing questions. I really want to build a community where people can feel supported, and we will be doing things like this in there. We will be having classes, we will be having workbooks, workshops. So stay tuned because we will be launching an ad class too, if y'all missed that. But yeah, we can open up to questions.
Fantastic. And for those that may have missed it, I just redropped the Facebook group link in the chat as well as on Facebook for those joining us from Facebook. So you have access to join her Facebook group. Before I open up for questions, I know she told me she has what she needed not to circle back, but I like to answer questions anyways, because it could help someone else. So Kayla did make a clarification for us, Keisha, that she meant unboxing in a metaphorical sense. Why can't I talk? So kind of like the element of surprise. So I do want to come back to it, particularly for others that are service-based businesses in here that may have been thinking the same thing. You know, I recommend in those cases, Tony did we did a campaign session last month. And one of the campaigns she focused on, Tony, correct me if I say the wrong one, but I think it was called the launch campaign. I would take the same method you would do with the launch campaign to do an unboxing or provide the element of surprise. So let's just say your service is providing a new, I don't know if you're into coaching. I'm using the example that you gave, Kayla, but let's say you're a consultant or a coach, and your service has a new coaching strategy or a new focus within your coaching. You're focusing. I used this example last month as well. You're focusing on women ages 25 to 35 for the month of August because of blah, 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 blah. You can do, again, I'm doing air quotes with unboxing, but you can do an unboxing or a reveal of that particular service or feature that you're doing. You could make it a whole shebang through the screen. You could decide, join me on my Facebook Live. And I think this is equivalent to Keisha saying go live, but join me on my Facebook Live from 5:15 to 5:25. It's 10 minutes on Facebook Live. We're about to reveal new information. We're about to whatever. That's an example of, I think, of, hypothetical or metaphorical unboxing of something, or it could be services you already provide. It doesn't have to be anything new. You're deciding to take 10 minutes to say, did you know when I say this is the service I provide, it means this, it means that. And I'll use the example of masseuse, right? Like people who provide massages. Personally, y'all, this is going to sound crazy. I'm not a fan of massages, right? But over the last couple of months, I've recognized that I needed more massages on my feet because it's just, I don't know, I've been walking too much. I don't know what's going on. But I didn't know what the differences was. I was like, reflexology versus blah, 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 what? And ironically, some spa in some location did exactly what I'm talking about right now. They came on live for 15 minutes and literally broke down what each of those things meant for people to understand what service you need to request. And for me, that was them unboxing their services to me. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, okay. They're pulling it out of something, telling me what this is, pulling out the next item, telling me what that is. So hopefully that helps those of you who have service-based businesses to kind of think along those lines. If you want to follow the idea of unboxing or revealing something, unveiling, that's what I'm trying to say, unveiling something. So hopefully that's helpful, Kayla, and anyone else that may have, I'm happy to see that may have some similar thoughts.
And I was going to say, guys, don't just assume that the other forms can't bring about the same excitement. It's all about how you do it. But even if you listen to the unboxing versus the IG live events, they're pretty similar. So just think about, that would be more of like a content-based decision. So when it comes to content, it's like, do you want to do a review? Do you want to do these are the top 10 facts. So think about it in that form, like what you want your IG live to look like.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there, so happy that that was helpful for her. Are there any other questions for Keisha at this moment? And let me check Facebook. If you do have a question and you're on the Zoom, feel free to type it in the chat or just unmute yourself and go ahead and ask.
Yes, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's, and thank you, Keisha, for just saying what you just said, because you answered the one question I have. Now I still have another question. Now what Magali just said, because it's like 15 minutes, right, on Facebook Live to do it. Is it too long, too short? I mean, can it be longer? Whatever, you know, instead of just 15 minutes, or it should stay to 15 minutes?
Whatever you choose, whatever you think your audience would engage with best. Does your audience have a shorter attention span? Do they just want quick information? It just depends on what it is that you're doing. So I have a client, and quarterly they release a collection. So we just started implementing a live launch. And so within the live launch, we do an hour, but we kind of go over the candles. We do overview of the new fragrances. So that's kind of what we do. And that just happens to be an hour. But periodically, I've seen people go on 15 minutes just to chat, just to check in, say hello. I've seen 5 minutes. So it just depends on what your goal is and what it is that you want to convey to them in that moment.
I literally have seen this one influencer do this thing. I could be saying the name wrong, but I think it's called 1 Mo Minute is what I believe, because her name is Monica or Monique or something like that. But literally when she goes live, it's 1 minute. And for those people that are influenced by her, like they catch that 60 seconds and she gives you whatever the tea is in that 60 seconds. And it's impactful. It works because people keep coming back, and it don't require a lot of her audience time. But again, she knows her audience. So, you know, back to the points that Keisha is making, just kind of make sure you know your audience, and that'll take care of that. Any other questions for Keisha? I never checked Facebook.
Oh, and also, especially on Instagram, if you go live, the cool thing about it is it stays in your story for 24 hours. So your audience has 24 hours to see what you've posted, even if they can't catch you during that time that you were live.
Right. And if you choose to, if it's part of your branding and how you want your lives to be, you now even have the option to convert your lives to a post. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to stay on your page forever, you can also do that. So I'm not sure if there are any more questions. I know we have about 10 minutes and some of you will have to leave really shortly, but I have one of the slides Keisha put up. When she put it up in my mind, I was like, I hope we have time to do this. So Keisha put up a formula. I don't know if you want to share that again, Keisha.
Yeah, I can. Let me.
I think it will be beneficial for those that are here with us. If you take about 2 minutes, when you see that formula again, sorry, this truck is about to come through very loudly, but you take about 2 minutes and think about your business, your campaign, what it is that you're trying to accomplish, and just kind of think about what would be knowing what you know about your audience, knowing what you know about your business. And let's just do this quick exercise where you determine, I would like whatever type. And if you need her to pull up the types again, I'm sure she doesn't mind going back to show you those, in what format and how many times and for how long. Just think about that for a minute, because these simple exercises helps you to actually go and do it. So let's take 2 minutes of silence as you're thinking about your business, and then maybe 2, possibly 3 volunteers to share theirs. If you don't volunteer, though, y'all know me, I'm just going to choose 3 people. So,
and I was going to say real quick, just to go over the campaigns, I'll read it to you all. There's the giveaway. Again, very self-explanatory, where you're just giving away a product or service. There's the takeover / IG live. Again, that was the Tabitha example where you go on live together, or you take over a page. The how-to video, it shows how to use a product, or again, like Magali said, with the masseuse, that could also be a how-to, how to decide what type of massage you want. The practical use, just incorporating your product or service in daily lives. Unboxing, showing products and the live experience, again, where someone can go in person to experience your product or service. And then, or I mean, they could even do it on Zoom, but it's basically, you know, someone walking with you. And then the review, which is very simple, just before and after describes the product.
And I just put it in the chat, but for those on Facebook, since you have the link there in front of you, it's also on the second page of the workbook of the Google Doc work spreadsheet, excuse me. So you'll see the list there so you can remember the type. So we'll take another minute or so and then I'll call on maybe 2 people. I think we might have time for 2 people. Awesome. Danette just volunteered. So we already have one of our people when you start. But yeah, just let's give another minute for people to think about it. $60 seconds on the internet just seems so long, doesn't it?
Right.
So that was another minute. I think Danette, we'll go ahead and start with you. And if anyone wants to volunteer after her, go ahead. And if not, I'll just call one more volunteer before we close out here today.
So first I'll say maybe I cheated a little bit because Magali gave an assignment like this that I had started on. So nobody think that I just came up with this just now. but I want to do the giveaway. And I'm thinking that it would actually last 45 days. It would require me basically to do, my thought is, 1 piece of content, because I plan to focus on just my clients at my preschool. And so the ask that I have for them to basically win gift cards is that they would post something like this is how my child is learning at Bailey Preschool, or I'm so happy my child learned this. And then they would post like a short video or, you know, a short picture of something that they're so proud that their child learned. And then my thought was that whichever post got the most likes and shares would win the gift card. So that was the campaign that I came up with.
Perfect. Now, what I like you to do, Danette, is put that campaign in this format. So I would like blank campaign. So you chose giveaway in blank format, posted blank times in blank or by or whatever, however often you want to say it. So just put it in that format, what you just said to us. And I think these exercises are helpful for you to see your vision. I'm sorry, go ahead, Keisha.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I also, just to make note of what I like that she did that's different, because she has a preschool, she's leveraging multiple influencers, just so everyone knows why it may be 1 post.
Correct. So just do that real quick if you think, Danette. I would like get to do a giveaway campaign in blank, posted blank times, in blank weeks, months, days.
Yes, and I would like to do a giveaway in 45 days, having 1 piece of content, and my ask is that they share videos.
I love that she know her campaign back and forth, but she said, I am not following this format.
Wait, I'm sorry. Am I doing something? I'm sorry.
I am not going to follow this format, and that's okay. That is okay.
Wait, am I looking at the wrong thing? Because I'm reading like from the setting your campaign, so maybe I'm doing something. Sorry.
So the format is a video, a post. Like, how do you want the information presented?
Oh, that I would give, or that they would give? I guess that's
that
where
they would give.
So the person that, the clients, they would post see, I don't want to tell them what I want them to do a video. That's my preference, but they could do a picture post. They could like post a picture of their child reading, saying my child learned to read in 6 weeks at Bailey Preschool. It could be a picture. I just want the option of being able to share what they post repeatedly.
Gotcha. So you want a giveaway as a video or photo posted at least once in 45 days.
Okay, I see. Yes, now I was doing it my perspective, not their perspective. Yes, I understand now. Thank you.
Yeah, so remember, this particular one is for the influencer. So
Okay.
if you are the influencer, then that's fine. But if the other people, this particular one is about your influencer. So great.
Yes.
I'm glad we went through that exercise though.
Yes, me too.
So we probably don't have time to do another one unless somebody was just dying to share theirs really quickly.
Yeah, and I don't mind hanging back, so.
Okay, so what I did want to share, wait, did somebody say they did? They're good? Okay. What I did want to share before we close out, or if anyone want to stay after and speak with Keisha, I did want to share our topic for next month. Let's see here. I need to stop sharing Keisha's screen.
Yeah, I was like, let me stop sharing.
For those that are joining, that may join us for the month of, what is next month? August? Whew. On the month of August. Can you all see my screen? This is our topic for next month, SEO like a CEO. So I am back. I know we've had guest presenters for maybe 3 months now. I'll be back and we're going through all things SEO and making sure that you understand SEO is not just about your keyword search, although your keyword search is a big part of it. But in order for you to make sure that your business is competing with those in your same industry, whether they are bigger, whether they're a larger company or whether they're another small business like yours, we want to make sure that you have your SEO set up so you are a top of mind business within your industry and the internet recognizes that about you. So that's what we're going through the month of August. We'll be going through some, y'all know I like to put you to work in the sessions. So you'll be getting put to work, but it's for the betterment of your business. So get excited about that. And we are right at the end. So if there aren't any dying questions, and if all hearts and minds are clear, I hope you all have a great rest of the week. We will send this presentation as well as the video to everyone via email. You should receive that by Friday from the Hustle email account. And I do see I have maybe 2 DMs in the chat. I will respond to those. So if you stay a little after, I'll respond to those in just a second. But if you have to go, we understand, and have a great weekend. Marlene, I think you have a question.
No, I thought I put my hand down, but I was like, great. Everything is great as usual. Both of you are just one. And thank you. I gotta go.
All right, bye everyone. And you all, please be safe. The Delta variant is starting up again, so please be safe. And to our Facebook audience, thank you for joining us. Let me go ahead and end the live stream, and everyone have a great week. And if I have to respond to your chat message, just hold on a second. I'm gonna do it in just a second.